好上播你Oza.
Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video. We are the Marshmello family. Before we get started guys, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, smash that notification bell. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to do that guys. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Now you're a part of the Mello family. You'll get up to date on giveaways and new videos that we have coming soon. Now buckle up your seatbelts Mello family because we're about to begin.
Number 15, Red Sack Delivery. Have you ever come across a video where you don't understand what's happening, but somehow it's seriously creepy? This video has been shared around the Indonesian internet community with no context whatsoever.
No way.
It appears to be apparent security footage from the porch of a home.
That is so
An unknown individual dressed as a clown carrying a sack that's covered in red walks up the porch steps.
What?
It seems he's trying to send a message or possibly prank the homeowner by leaving the sack and knocking on the door. The clip being shared ends
Tell you right now, if I had one of them on my doorstep,
everybody
I would
scared,
absolutely
wondering what
freak
actually
out
happened.
and scream.
We were able to track the footage down to YouTuber Billy the Fridge, who wrote the surveillance tape is 100% real, no faking. In reality, this was probably a prank, but not before scaring 99% of people. Number 14, Lincoln City Cathedral Ghost. With only slightly more than 2,000 views, this haunted video deserves more interest. Posted in March of 2015 by YouTuber Renaissance 2001, the video shows a ghost outside Lincoln City Cathedral at night.
Oh my god, look at that face!
Chime. The person filming the video spies something around the corner on the side of the building. It appears to be a little face.
Oh my god, that would be so creepy.
The person starts panicking,
get out of there.
Getting slightly closer to try and capture what this is. The face disappears around the corner. He runs after to find nothing there at all. Absolutely terrifying, made even more so by the chiming of the bells. A reminder to feel for the lost souls who haunt this earth. Number 13, Potential Taking. This one will stay with you long after you watch it. What would you do if you heard these sounds of horror in your neighborhood? A Ring doorbell caught this scene, considered a potential taking in the Los Angeles neighborhood of Leimert Park in November of 2019. The footage shows a vehicle pass by, and from the vehicle, screams are heard as a woman pleads for help from those outside.
Witnesses say that the getaway car was a small white hatchback.
After a potential taking was reported, this Ring doorbell footage prompted an investigation into the incident. Los Angeles Police Department officer Mike Lopez said that police who responded to the call at first found no evidence of a taking. However, this disturbing footage seems to point in that direction. The woman is crying and screaming for someone to help, repeatedly pleading for over half a minute as the vehicle passes by at around 11 p.m. When the owners of the Ring doorbell hear this, they're seen on their doorstep, looking to see what's going on. KTLA reports that a witness on the scene claims she heard a man's voice as well saying, "I'm sorry." He was pictured pulling the braided hair of the woman in the passenger seat. The vehicle then sped from the neighborhood with its rear hatch open. After the LAPD was provided the doorbell footage, they reopened the investigation and canvassed the neighborhood for clues, but as of the end of November, there have been no leads. As reported by Mercury News, let's hope this woman is found soon. Number 12, Shadow Figure. You know that feeling like you're being watched? Well, maybe you are. This YouTuber says that demonic activity in his home has risen to reoccurrences every 3 to 4 days. He writes, "The demon shadow figure was at the foot of my bed when I woke up, probably watching my dog and I for 8 to 9 minutes, then fled down the hallway and caught a black mass materializing by the door and moving towards my bedroom. And then in the lower right-hand side of the video, you can see it leaving, resulting in me and my dog visibly shaken. The clip does indeed appear to show a shadow figure seeming to materialize on the wall. Whether it's demonic or not is debatable. It doesn't appear to cause any evil, although perhaps the feeling of it was insidious. The man's dog certainly looks scared enough. What do you think the shadow being wants? Could it just be a friendly ghost? Number 11. Emergency. If you've ever been in an abandoned building under a state of emergency, you know how alone this man feels. With just over 28,300 views, this video titled Emergency.mp4 was published in March of 2016 by YouTuber Paul Cyrek. His description reads, "I was at hospital and woke up. Everyone left, but I found one still there after camera battery died. The hospital in the video does indeed look abandoned, making the emergency sound and eerie flashing lights all the more terrifying. For some reason, with no one else fleeing the scene alongside you, fear is heightened, heavy breathing and heavy sighs are heard through the camera. The cameraman passes through the hospital, down a hallway, through a door around a corner, and another door and hallway. No one is there, leaving us to wonder who exactly this man found after the camera battery died. David Roman says he used to work hospital security and that he thinks this is a security guard during a fire drill, but he suggests that patients weren't evacuated for the drill. Rather, it's more likely this was a closed-off wing under construction, which might explain the pallets and construction equipment spotted in the video. Something that wouldn't be found in patient areas. Seems like a valid explanation. However, it is still terrifying to think about. Number 10. Haunted Closet. Closets are usually harmless, but a series posted by RadLad1 has us wondering what's on the other side of that door. According to the uploader, the closet in question hasn't been altered since he moved in, but creepy occurrences keep happening with it. In the first video, he opens the door to the small closet, which has a disused TV on the ground,
you still doing in that house, man?
And some random stuff on the shelf, including a stuffed animal.
No way.
The next video is where the creepiness comes in.
Right now.
You can hear the door rattling slightly,
that is just creepy.
And as the dude gets closer to it to examine what's going on, it slowly opens on its own, and then jerks open before jerking shut. The spookiness continues with the next video, in which the man says he hears constant sounds coming from the closet. He approaches it again, and as he reaches towards the handle, a terrifying rattling is heard, causing him to jump and back away again. The last video culminates in probably the scariest happening. There is a knocking on the door and a rattling. It's heard plain as day. When the guy opens the door, you can see there's nothing at all inside. I think we're all thinking the same thing. It's time to move. Number 9. Paranormal Lodge Investigation. Some haunted places hide secrets only the afterlife knows. This video is a private investigation of the Tamaqua Elks Lodge, which occurred on Saturday, September 14th, 2019. Apparently, the Elks Lodge in the town of Tamaqua, Pennsylvania, has some haunted history. Housed in a converted apartment building, there are claims that the Elks Lodge is haunted by the ghosts of 2 people who took their own lives, who resided in the previous apartments. Some claim they've heard voices and seen poltergeist activity. When the Pocono Paranormal team investigated, they caught numerous orbs and a voice that said "love you." So what did Team SCRT find? They too captured orb and light anomalies on the scene, as well as horrifying screams on the EVP. They also captured someone saying "help me," and another said "come play."
What? Oh my god.
There are many unexplained sounds and a voice saying, "Martha, time to go."
Guys.
The spirit box also captured a voice responding, "I'm staying." But perhaps the creepiest point is the hazy, shadowy figures that appears to rise up beside one of the crew near the end of that video. Whatever is going on in this lodge is not something you'd want to face in the light of day. Number 8. Mother Nature. This video will deter you from ever wanting to become a sailor.
Look at the size of that wave!
The video shows a large ship on a stormy sea. From the top of the deck, massive waves swell around the ship, while the darkening sky overhead casts an even dreamier scene. The waves are so turbulent that they appear to be climbing the edge of the boat. In fact, water splashes onto the deck, the ocean spray bursting up like a geyser at the helm. There's something quietly frightening about this video. The anger and unpredictability of nature and the helplessness of being in the middle of it, tossed about by the sea. Some in the comments find it beautiful, and it is in a way, but others rightfully find it terrifying.
Look
With
at it!
Redditor Buttered Muffin Toots writing, I got seasick just watching this. Whether you find this more beautiful or fearful, one thing's for sure. You'll be 100% grateful that your feet are planted firmly on land. Number 7. It's in the room. Kicking back with your friends should be carefree. What happens when something strange occurs? A bin falls or a door clatters shut without explanation. If it happens once, then you can pass it off as just an oddity. But when it happens repeatedly, it's not coincidental. You may have something paranormal on your hands. This video was posted by Creepy7 Paranormal and shows 3 guys just hanging out, lying on the floor of their room on their phones, when something flies off the corner filing cabinet, startling the 3 and causing the sleeping dude to sit up, while the item, which looks like a roll of paper, could have simply fallen from a precarious position on the cabinet. What happens next makes you think again.
What?
A larger roll of paper leaning up against a standing cupboard flips onto the floor.
Nah,
There's no way that this one could have fallen on its own,
the roll,
as it
when
didn't
it lands,
fall in a natural
the
manner.
carpet lifts
It would have had to have been lifted and tossed over.
Pulling it by a string.
Whatever is in this room finally has all 3 boys' attention. They all sat up, with one covering his head with a blanket and the other staring in fear at the corner where the commotion is coming from.
That when that drawer thing moved on the
top
floor,
file cabinet drawer opens wide, and a cupboard box on the floor lifts off the ground, levitating momentarily. This causes the boys to flee, and as they do, 2 more giant rolls of paper fall to the ground.
Gotta be fake.
Redditor
Because every time
writes,
something
what's
moved
more
in that
terrifying
room,
is the
something
fact
moved on
that
the
these
floor.
grown-up men went screaming out the room, showing how scary it must have been. Well, Adrian the Goat adds, it's stuff like this that keeps me up at night. You're not alone, goat. Number 6. In the hallway. If you've ever heard someone crying and you went to investigate, this video will make you consider the possibility that the sound is from the beyond. Posted by YouTuber Cluffo, the footage shows a man hearing a ghost girl's cry.
Did you hear that?
When he goes to investigate, walking slowly through his room to the door, he opens it to find a huddled mass in the hallway. It's hard to tell in this footage what it could be.
What's that?
But we'll assume for the sake of argument that it's a ghost girl huddled over in distress. The man closes the door again, and then a moment later decides to reopen it. When he does, he finds the figure standing before him at the end of the hallway, in a still and strained position.
Oh my God!
Once he realizes what he's seeing, he shuts the door quickly in fear. Those in the comments of this video feel the same way. 50 Shades of Fierce writes, scariest thing I've ever seen. After the 100th time, it still gives me goosebumps.
Oh my
goosebumps
God.
and a near stop of the heart.
Oh my God,
Number 5. A hand emerges. When a hand emerges from nowhere, you begin to think you're seeing things, especially if it's disembodied. Posted to Reddit by Sightcurfer. This one will make you feel like you're being touched. Sightcurfer writes, during a paranormal investigation of a hobby group, a hand emerges from nowhere and disappears again. Group still doesn't know where the hand came from after 6 years. Originally posted in July of 2014, the German private investigator is seen with his crew in a darkened room. They're all facing one way in what appears to be a hallway, likely getting ready to enter another room in the space they're investigating. Pretty normal, that is, until a hand appears out of the bottom left side of the screen, as though to pat one of the crew on the back. It flits on screen for a moment, while the crew remains unaware, before disappearing again in an instant. In the comments, Redditor RWP80 says that it looks human but with a finger missing. Another says it looks like an animal hand, maybe that of a raccoon, but it doesn't seem animal at all to me. It looks indeed human. Who was in the room that night with these investigators? And what did they want? Only the disembodied hand knows. Number 4. Phantom Menace. Have you ever seen a ghost video that looks 100% authentic? Posted by YouTuber Faden. This short clip will have you questioning everything. The video shows some ghost investigators entering a darkened room, searching it with 2 flashlight beams. One tells the other to cover his back while welding the camera. The sight zooms around all corners of the room, including the ceiling, the floor, the walls. In one corner next to what appears to be a wardrobe, the camera zooms in to capture something strange down on the floor. But just when you think whatever that thing is might somehow be the titular ghost, a creaking sound causes the cameraman to pull back, and what he captures is terrifying. Where moments before there was nothing, now a tall, vague figure looms. It's hard to see the thing's distinct characteristics as the camera lurches in fear. Before the 2 guys race for their lives down the stairs, but whatever it is certainly gets your heart racing. After saying she believes this video is authentic, Enigma states in the comments, the doorway looks like its standard height,
I'll take my mask
looks
off
like it's
and
easily
lob it
reaching
straight
the top.
at him and run.
I'd even go as far to say that it's crouching slightly. So unless there's someone suffering from gigantism living in that place, it's definitely paranormal. What do you think? Can you explain this haunting image away? Or is it paranormal? Number 3. Missing. What do you do when your internet friend goes missing? You travel halfway across the world to find him. Posted to No Sleep by user Addis14. This story and the videos that accompany it are sure to keep you up at night. According to Addis, his friend is missing. 8 years ago, 7 friends met online playing video games, after which the group moved to Discord, which is a free voice and text chat app for gamers. Every person in the group was a bit of a misfit, an outsider, but none more so than a Polish man in his early 20s named Adrian. Addis describes him as having the demeanor of Forrest Gump. From the sound of things, Adrian seemed pretty harmless at first, but a month prior to this post, he began acting out and seemed a different person altogether. Addis described him as a hostile lunatic. Addis said Adrian would go on hour-long rants and insisted that the cursed woods near his home were also haunted by the CIA, who installed, quote, black sites, unquote, there. 2 weeks prior to this Reddit post, Adrian went missing. He deleted his Discord and social media accounts, and the final 2 messages the group had managed to save prior to his vanishing online were the same type of nonsense he'd been spouting for weeks. As far as they could tell, he'd gone off the grid, except for one thing, his YouTube account. This remained active. Videos began appearing on this account. The first is a video Adrian filmed walking through the woods at daylight. Nothing out of the ordinary happens in this clip. The second is more disturbing. The opening shot shows the woods at night. The shot changes to Adrian coming across a flight of stairs in the daytime covered in rubble. The stairs lead down to a room with a rusted red container with a camera stand pointed inside. The container looks like a bathtub of sorts. Then the shot returns to blackness with only the edge of a wall in view. Addis goes on to say that the remaining 6 friends all assumed this was some sort of prank Adrian was pulling. He left his YouTube channel up for them to view. They were his audience. But the next 2 videos changed everything, making Addis worry for Adrian's help. In video 3, Adrian crawls through a sewer, after which he reaches a dead end. The 4th video is only static. Towards the end, you can barely make out 2 men walking in the darkness, alongside the man filming, which Addis assumes is Adrian. Audio from the final video posted sounds like Morse code, along with the sounds, numbers, letters, and symbols appear in handwriting across the red screen. The group can't figure this out. Addis says that he and another of the group, Lewis, plan to travel to Poland to investigate the matter and search the woods. Each of these videos have only around 100 views, which means very few are hot on the trail of this story. So what have Redditors to offer Addis? They were able to decipher that the Morse code in the last video spells River Kwai, which could be a reference to the Thai River. Other than that, not much has been confirmed, and Addis has provided no update to this strange story. Can you solve the mystery? Number 2, mysterious package. If you ever find a mysterious package on your doorstep, here's a pro tip: don't open it. YouTuber Alaskan Diva posted this clip saying it came from a doorbell camera. She writes, "You can see a person leaving at the beginning of the film. Watch the lower left corner. At first I thought he'd left a package, but then..." The footage does appear to show a figure leaving the front porch area at the start of the clip. A moment later, something strange and shadow-like appears to emerge at the entryway.
What?
You can see why the person thought a mysterious package had been left for her. The item appears to be moving around slightly before it changes shape like it's inflating, slowly floating up into the air, where it hovers like a shadow figure in the blinding sunlight. Definitely creepy looking, but does this have a more logical explanation? YouTuber Jada Art in the comments suggests it's a wasp or hornet crawling on the lens. Others say it's a snail, and some say it looks like a kid crawling away at first. Bug or not, the eerie effect would certainly make you hesitant to open the front door and check what's on your doorstep. Number 1, security hack. This one is insanely creepy on so many levels. 99% of people will be scared because 99% of us own electronic devices that can be hacked. This video should serve as a public warning about how vulnerable we are to such an invasion of our privacy. The video captures a man hacking into a home surveillance system and speaking to a girl who's watching TV in her home.
Who is that?
I'm your best friend. You can do whatever you want right now. You can mess up your room, you can break your TV, you can do whatever you want.
This isn't a lone occurrence.
Make
5
sure you
other
keep all
families
your
across
personal
various
details
states reported
private,
similar
guys.
events happening with their
Make sure you
surveillance
look after yourselves
devices.
and
Hackers have spoken to homeowners,
anything
even
you've
harassing
got,
them.
TikTok,
Ring stated that
YouTube,
neither its network nor its
there's
systems were
hackers out there can
compromised,
hack
but rather
anything.
the ability to hack the system lies in users applying the same username and password across several services, or maybe just turn the cameras off. You never know who's watching. Number 15. Most people know not to move after they've been in a wreck, but a TikToker named XOXO Kate is getting turned up in a car that's been turned upside down.
Do
Through
never,
a shattered windshield,
ever
you can see
do
they've
something
been
like
struck
this.
and are now
Don't
hanging
record
suspended.
a TikTok for fame while you're in a car accident, because that is just a joke, to be honest. Never do something like this, guys.
Worse. Moving their head around with a concussion would likewise make the situation worse than it had to have been. Like I said, this video is interesting, and I'm glad they weren't thrown from the car, because the aftermath looks really serious, but I think the proper procedure would be not to move until an ambulance arrives. Number 14. A TikToker named Gallagher's from Jersey checks up on his child when he notices a second small head facing the opposite way and looking up.
Now this
its features
is
vacant and half deformed.
Now,
he rushes into the room and in his rage says he'll put an end to the spirit and calls it a name.
Freaked out by this, by watching it.
You son of a bitch.
Which I'm not sure was the best approach to take, considering it had such easy access to his child. Look at this alleged ghost sighting again up close. It doesn't really look like a blanket or a toy to me, but I could be wrong. He never does show us the crib, but I guess he never figured out what it was, since he went ahead and uploaded this strange video for us to analyze. Number 13. A TikTok account called Parabros is investigating a creepy cemetery just as the sun starts to set. After doing a bit of searching, they stumble upon a marker that is old and beat up. One of the slats is turning outward to reveal a moderately sized hole. They curiously stick the camera up to it and find way more than they could have ever thought was possible.
Look at this place. Man. Hey man, what's up? This one? It's like apart. Yeah. What the heck? What the? Do you see that? Almost.
The hand itself has long gray fingers that don't look normal at all, especially with how dark they are around the cuticles and how bony they are at the knuckles. Either the Parabros set up a mock grave and put professional grade makeup on someone's hands, or this is some kind of crypt ghoul. Number 12. A TikToker named Ariane Alexis has a hidden talent that really should have remained hidden.
Oh my god, she looks like a lizard, guys.
In a way that only reptiles
Imagine having
should be
her
able
as your
to
girlfriend
do.
and she
This
does that in the side of
migraine-inducing
your
eye roll
bed.
looks impossible. But is it? I was sure that this had to be special effects, but to be honest, nothing about it looks fake, and based on this other video, I think spreading her eyes apart may be the insane natural trait that I didn't know was possible. She appears to be in no pain, and I guess could have a super stretchy fiber optic nerve. Number 11. A TikToker named Sarimar Munez finds herself laid out across the floor in surprise at this ghost sighting, which she is about to point out in a moment. She is singing a musical when a small gray face pokes into the shot and then retreats.
Oh my god,
dude. It moves on its way out looks better than most edited videos. So either she put a lot of effort into this one, or as much as I wish it wasn't, maybe it's real. Number 10. I thought all of the scary Alexa videos had been sorted out by Amazon,
I have got one and I tried it
named the Jackie Cole,
and it was
they've only just begun.
Freaky.
She must want to see if Alexa still does that creepy laugh because she asks it to repeat her own monotone laughter.
Alexa, Simon says ha 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 ha.
Alexa repeats the words back in a small voice that quickly becomes breathy and scary with gasping noises.
Guys, this is insane.
And a strange sentence at the end that kind of sounds like I am at the end. Let me know what you think it says.
Ha 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 ha.
I have never heard a machine sound like this before, and I hope I never will for the rest of my life. If you happen to have an Alexa, I wouldn't recommend trying this out unless you want to hear a similarly scary reply. Number 9. A TikToker named Jayla has a strange and creepy window that she attributes to a helpful ghost.
Really want the window to open. Mr. Ghosty, can you keep opening it for me?
I didn't do anything. Cleaned my room, did everything that I...
A little bit more, please.
I can't leave. I can't.
I feel like I'm missing some kind of
See, I'm not sure with this one, guys, because this one can actually be fake as well, because you can hide behind outside curtain and lift it up with your hand.
But one going up
so
is
this
just a
don't
whole
prove
other
that it's
level of
real.
bizarre. She seems way too calm for it to be a spirit, but maybe she is used to its presence by now. If not, what else could it be? Number 8. A TikToker named Presley Belshare is making a video when her closet door opens from the inside. Coincidentally, it happens to be at the exact moment
Guys, I read up on this one. This one's real.
Which unfortunately I don't think I can play in this
vlog,
video.
And
Presley
she was
Belshare
recording
she
all
did not
these
plan
haunted
this video
things,
at
what
all.
was happening
I
to
probably
her
believe
in
her
a house.
because
She
when
had
the
to call
door
a priest
opens,
and everything.
it looks like a white flash of light comes from within the closet if you look close enough. Let me know if you think I'm way off base, or if you think you can see it too. Number 7. A TikToker named Heck Aiden is dancing in her room, with the door closed when it somehow pushes open by itself, and no one steps in. Like I said, the door looks fully closed, and there's no visible gaps in the doorway to indicate that it was partially left open as part of a skit. The doorknob doesn't seem to turn either. So
but
as far
same
as I'm
again,
concerned,
guys, with this one,
there should be no
I'm
way
not
for it
really
to open
sure.
like that.
There's
Heck
no
Aiden
other
tries to play
proof
it off
that
and
this
finishes
is real,
her video, but the more she reflects on it, the more she seems convinced that this was a ghost after all. Number 6. A TikToker named Gordon Black has a car garage security cam video that makes no sense unless you believe in the supernatural. These rooms are directly connected. The door opens with no one in either. It's the type of door that requires a fair amount of weight on the bar to push it open, so somebody absolutely should have been visible at some point. And this video, taken in the same room, shows a dark, somewhat human-like impression making its way to the door, and then it goes away. It's not easy to see and took me a couple of tries. I will admit that the second video could be editing, but when you put both of these incidents together, it's safe to say that this garage is most likely haunted. Number 5. A TikToker paranormal team called Zodiac Supernatural is in the middle of the woods when this wild noise rips through an otherwise still night. Tell me if you can identify this creature, because it sounds massive and furious.
Really cold to be seen.
I can't tell if it's being devoured, letting out a warning call, or
I
just
would
going
say
crazy
this
at
is
their camera
real.
lights. I'm surprised that everyone
Not
doesn't
really
immediately
sure.
run away, which makes me wonder if they
What do
actually
you
had
think,
some
guys?
idea
Real or
of what
fake?
it was
Comment
and
down
possibly
below.
weren't telling us.
So it's really cold to be sitting.
Number 4. A TikToker named Rosie43201 says that this curtain started moving by
See,
itself.
I don't know about
while she
this
was
one
all
either,
alone.
guys. Comment down
Since her
below
cats
if
are
you
not
think
close
it's
by,
real or
and
fake.
the air
It could
conditioner
be
is
editing or
on.
something.
The only explanation
Or
I
someone could be
have
hiding
is
behind
that there's
that
somehow a
couch,
draft
pulling
coming
it.
in through the window. If that's not the case, then I have no idea what could be moving this, and if she doesn't feel alone like she claims, then I'd say there's a strong chance that this is a real ghost. Number 3. A TikToker account called the Rodriguez Twins is trying to convince his sister to drink a whole bottle of hot sauce when she shifts her weight a bit and makes the bear fall over.
Follow the bear just moved.
At least that's what I thought happened, but apparently this stuffed animal can do a lot more than fall over. When the person recording first walks in, it looks like nobody else is in the room, but he and his sister.
Alright, follow the hot sauce. Or say something embarrassing.
So if they pull this string to make the bear move, then I don't know who could have been holding it. Number 2,
though.
A TikToker named Sydney Carpenter is convinced that her Snapchat filter is detecting not 1, but 2 nearby faces. I don't think anything on this table or wall looks like a face, so I don't think it's a glitch.
I don't know if this is real or
She
fake.
tells it to
Comment
stick
down
its
below
tongue
if you
out
think it's
if it
real
can
or
hear
fake.
her, and it does after a moment's
No way.
hesitation.
I actually reckon I'm
I don't think it's a
50-50 with this one,
coincidence.
because
But watch
this is
this
actually
part for
can
yourself
actually
and
happen.
tell me.
Stick your tongues out if you can see me. Do it, babe. Yo, there's 2 of them.
Later on, it appears in a totally different place than last time. Like before, the Dalmatian appears to give the answer that yes, it is in fact up to no good.
Are you good? Are you bad?
She starts speaking to the remaining dog, and upon being asked if it was good, it disappears instantly.
Are you good? It disappeared.
Which I guess stands for no. There's just way too many strange interactions like this one that makes sense for me to ignore. Number 1. A TikToker named Erica R1971 captures this full moon footage of a potential ghost sighting shortly after her father passes away. Knowing if this was a motion activated camera or not would have been a big help determining if this was a real sighting or just a glitch. If the camera really does turn on by itself like I think it does, coupled with the recent passing of her father, then I'd say this is almost definitely real.
Right guys, that's all we got for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, smash that notification bell so you do not miss any videos coming soon. Here are the Mello family shout outs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you guys want to shout out on our next video, all you gotta do is follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn the notification bell on, comment on this video. You guys have been amazing and I love you so much. We'll see you soon guys. We'll mellow you later.